Been a minute since the last done a video. Got rid of the saxo. Got the Mercedes. The saxo head gasket went. I didn't trust anymore for what I had to do for work. I'm going to do a service on this Mercedes. Got all the filters, got all 12 spark plugs, V6, twin spark, so that's expensive. I'm going to show a service to it. Now, so I've been to many garages, they all do services very differently. So I'm going to show how I do it and the best way I feel. Yeah, here are the bits down here. So there's Cooper, oh yeah, a bit there. Cooper Fram. Fucking never even heard of them. So I went to the other garage. I think they're alright, not the best. But yeah, my little 2001 I think it is. Mercedes slk320. So yeah, V6. Don't know, power 220, 230 I reckon. Don't know. It's alright. Yeah, shout out to the service. I mean, apparently it's 470 miles overdue. I don't believe it's that much. I think the people just didn't reset it last time. I'm going to let them do it all. Alright, first things first. Do a visual inspection. Just get down. Alright, I see one bank already weeping a little bit. Needs one rock cover gasket. So the other one's a little bit worse. So 2 rock cover gaskets. Got a newish belt on there. See the gates. Might as well check tension on one down here. I can get a light somewhere decent. Just so the tension is just down here. And so if you don't know where it is, just give it a little pull. If you can see it, but it should be moving. So I'm rest the camera a bit better. Yeah, I'm going to see it a bit better then. There, if you see that. Because I did have to do a intention to one of these not very long ago. On a customer's car. That exploded. So yeah, if you're never too sure, just give it a little pull of the belt. Tension will move. Yeah, a bit more visual inspection. I mean, check the brake fluid. See, it's a bit ming. This is changed every 2 years, and I reckon it's not been done every 2 years. Take the cap off. Yeah, see, it's a bit brown in there. That's all rust. So take it as you will. Yeah, coolant quite pink, so that should be alright. I haven't got anything to test brake fluid or coolant with on me. Here's the oil filler. On all Mercedes own engines, there's always this kind of cap and shape in this rough area. Some are here, some are around here. They're around there, the 2.2s around there. Not only this Renault stuff now, where the front wheel drive all around the back and everywhere, but where you want them to be. So straight away, looks alright. I do already know what's wrong with this suspension wise, but I'll show you how I'm going to check anyway. So I've seen people do it with safety check cars rather wank, if I'm honest. So I'm going to show how I do it and see if I can show how I detected the issue and see how people could have missed it. Yeah, let's get the oil filter off though, see how black it is in there. There you go. Got the cap. And this particular set is this 903, just a little cheap set I got off Amazon. So put it on there, nice fit. Mash it on. Alright, you always want to do oil filter first when you do an oil change. Right, I hope I can show you why. Because all this oil basically gets sucked down into the sump, so if you leave it up, if you leave it in there and then take it afterwards, all the dirty oil then goes into the sump and then it can't drain out. Yeah. Let's see if I can see it going down. Yeah, I think it's already drained itself down there. Not a very good example. Right, the best example, but yeah. Let's try and get somewhere to rest. Right, there you go. Right, so that's resting. So that wasn't the best example, but yeah, if I can just sort that camera out. But yeah, it's not the best example, but they do, if I probably left the car sat for a while, but they do tend to drain down, especially like the saxo. And one recently, another Mercedes, which done the exact same thing, which I got the idea from to show. Alright, next thing, check out the car, give the wheels a little shake. And the next one. Got it jacked up finally. And that bloody jack is really starting to annoy me. It keeps leaking. Each time I come up here, I've got to re-bleed the whole thing. I finally got it up in the air. Got an access underneath here. If you're unsure where to jack the car up from, well, put an access stand. Look for a bolt that goes into the cab, like into like a mount, like here or something onto the chassis. So obviously it's got to have a good mount point into it to take the weight. Like this is a big strut beam, obviously. That goes under, so that has to take up the stress of the movement of the subframe or tri-arms, whatever it would be. Probably subframe, really. But yeah, I got that under. So now I'm gonna obviously drain the oil out, check for leaks, check for, well, now I can check for suspension play, springs, things like that. But yeah, if you ever, first thing I'll do, make sure steering lock's off. Because if I see some people go wrong, leave steering lock on, which I think is absolutely mad. So let's come in, yeah, the steering wheel moves. So let's do some basic checks with it now. Get my nice little comfy chair. So yeah, just go around, check on top of the wheel, check that boot end split. That's an MOT failure if that boot's split. Obviously check the bushes at the back. I'll get a little pry bar in a moment. Now I can check the brakes. Oh, yeah, a bit close. Alright, pads seem okay in there. See if that can be seen. Oh, maybe not. I can get in a little bit better. Yeah, pads can't be seen, whether little tiny lip on the disc. Nothing to moan about. Alright, let's put this light here. Yeah, each touching the wheel. Alright, get the wheel a little shake. Let's put this down. Down there, hopefully that can be seen. Let's give it a wheel a little shake. Fully around. On most cars, this will check for, you can look up and there, check for like top mounts, things like that. On this, obviously there is no sprung there, so I don't need to check for that. Maybe a little bit of play like that, up and down. So there's a little tiny bit of movement left and right. I already know where it's coming from. Yeah, tyre's starting to crack a little bit. Don't make a scene, but little tiny cracks in the tyre. This tyre is made in, if you ever want to read a tyre, date it and all that stuff, here it is right here. That bit in the brackets, well, in the circle. So that's the 16th week of 2021. So what's this, a 5-year-old tyre? Just over 5 years old. And this starting to crack and all that stuff, so not very good. Let's go around, give it a little check for bulges, things like that. So no bulges. A little bit of rust up on the arch, nothing to cry about, it's not an MOT, nothing to get up an MOT. Alright, so that's that one corner done. Alright, so same here. Little check of the brakes, plenty of meat left, 3/4. Little lip on the disc. Nothing to moan about. Boots not split. Bushes at the back look visually okay. No bulges, no rips, no tears, no nothing. This tyre was made in, this tyre's a new tyre. First week of 2025. So it must have had some issues with it, obviously. Little shake. And in fact, it picked up, but there's a little knock on it, little. That we heard there. Yeah, a little bit of play as well. Yeah, I don't know if I can. This is easy enough getting picked up. Yeah, there's a bit of movement. I'll see if I can figure out in a second. Well, just bear with me. So I'll turn the steering lock off and I'll see that plays there. I bet you any money that play's gonna go. I bet you any money. Oh, I've got my cars in park, keys out. Right, there you go. Steering lock's on. It may still just be there, but very faintly now. Because I'm shaking it now, the whole entire thing's going. So that could be heard, but yeah, it's significantly less play. Yeah, it's like, yeah, significantly less. I don't know if I can get picked up now, but yeah, I don't know if, hopefully I can get picked up on the camera. So that's steering lock, that's hitting steering lock. Where's that? So you can give it a little tap of the wheel. If there's something wrong, you can hear it. Just one other way of checking. Little taps, so that's the same noise. Just going to check the ball joints now with a pry bar. See if they're okay. You've got to check the roll bar bushes. Don't you see enough here? Check the roll bar bushes, things like that. That oil leak at the back. The fact we've seen, well, should be seen, it's fucking massive. All over the gearbox, all over up there. Right, I'm going to show I check ball joints and things with a little ply bar. Right, first of all, I'll get it in there. Get a nice solid, nice little. Run the ply bar to the right over the ball joint. A bit of a mission. So on the ground. Right, so no play that way, as I thought. Right, so now just get underneath it. You can use the wheel for this, you can do. Just be very ginger with it, so you don't scratch it. Yeah. Nothing upwards. This is really hard to do. And nothing down. This bush here. Yep. Nothing there. Corrected. And shock absorber. Yeah, no movement up. Can't really do downwards movement on the shock absorber, annoyingly. Like the Ford Rangers are really bad for a shock absorber like this. They always worn out. And these bushes, this front style, I'm going to show you. On the lower arm, these front bushes tend to do, if you check them, you tend to push the arm forward and backwards, and the rears tend to go up and down. It's just how they're designed if you want to check them. So, going backwards, there's nothing there. You can do the other way, but there's no point really. Especially this being awkward as crap to do. And this one out, on the back. Do a little reach around and everything. That's right, this isn't really right to do it on that bit, but I'll quickly just, I know it's a good, so I'm not too worried. So yeah, just bending that bit of rod not the bush, so that's okay. You can see the spring's okay. Springs on the arm on this side. You can see all the coils are there, very big snaps. That's all good. There's a little leak on the floor, I don't think we've seen. Little dribble, and that's it right there. So you can see it leaks a little bit. Oh, I'm going to show you the movement. Right, so you're on the shore, put your hand on it and shake it like that. And you should feel, the stronger you feel it, the closer you are. So like here I can feel it quite strong. Here I can't feel it very strong. Feel it a little bit, but it's a little bit less. Can't feel anything on that one, so I know it's not in there. Got my hand there. Got my hand just behind it. Grab it. Oh, I can feel it quite strong. Got my hand on this bit. Can't feel anything. Got my hand here. Feel it again. And feel it strongest. So I'll definitely notice that one there. I'll see if I can get a little bit. Don't know if that can be seen, it's very hard to see. So if I could get a better example. It has got a bit of steering box moving. I'll go a bit more aggressive on it. That's I think the steering box, or yeah, I guess it must be a steering box or something like that. I don't know how the system exactly works. Kind of the movement, well, the extra kind of movement comes from a shock absorber on the steering, like a defender. You have the bit to stop wheel wobble, that's what this has got as well. And it's in there. Hand on there, you can feel it. So I use that same technique. The hand on there, feel it. Look at that for full. 8 litre container. Literally to the brim. Just spilt it everywhere. We're lucky I was able to clean it up, so got away with that. There's the jag, wait wait. Managed to get those rocker covers to seal. Had to take the car out in a quick rush. And yeah, got the rocker covers to seal up. Should really show how I done it, because it was rather, well, better than the last person who done it, put it that way. They got a few stuff to do with that. Got a, don't know, a filter change to it. Noticed a little bit of metal in the oil, so got a oil pressure tester there. I'm going to test the oil pressure soon, but that'll be in another video. I suspect he's got to tap it. It's like a hell of a racket, and you got the oil pressure test. It sounded a little bit metal in the oil, but I think it was me just making stuff up, kind of thing. Yeah, panicking. Down here, got the filter cut. Had a little investigation, couldn't see anything in there. So I think it's just dirt and general grime. Maybe panic a little bit, but yeah, that'll be another video. Check the tappet noise and the oil pressure. Got a few more stuff to do that as well. Coolant test it and things like that. It's got a leak. I know where it is. That's another video. Anyway, back onto the Mercedes. Yeah, here's the managed to clean it all up. Yeah, oil sort of dragging it out, but fucking everywhere. Anyway, back onto that. Put the pan on it, just there, and then oil filter. Take wheels off. Check the rear. Rest of the filters. Bob's your uncle. All done. Boom.